Hi everybody, welcome to Pro Tools music production course here at Educator.com. Let's go over and listen a little demo take I have here. Okay, music production in Pro Tools. We're currently running the 10th edition of Pro Tools by Avid, and this course definitely will give you a whole lot of information about music production in Pro Tools 10 as well as the earlier versions. However, this very first chapter, I really would like to talk about some of the new features in Pro Tools 10, as well as how this course is going to be like, so you have a general idea of what you'll be learning. On this course, for instance, talking about this track here, I used certain things that we will be detailed later on and learn about many things. For instance, there's a lot of elastic audio properties applied here. This is my time compression expansion trimmer. As well, there is a Pro Tools virtual instrument expand that I use here. In this course we will be learning actually about all the virtual instruments come with Pro Tools that you have available if you're running the 8th version till today, 9 and 10th versions. So you will find all these instruments. We'll be talking about these. One of the new features in Pro Tools 10 is clip-based gain, and basically I also use that on this track. If we listen to this guitar right here, this was one of the also funky guitar loop that I just like imported into Pro Tools, and it came with, again, one of the world music samples. It was one of the loops come with the Pro Tools. So if we go here and under the view menu bar, the clip, we can go to the clip gain line, and then you can see it looks like an automation, but it isn't exactly. So basically every clip in Pro Tools, by the way, we call the regions clips. If you watch the 101 videos already, we mentioned about these, but if you're running the earlier versions, clips will apply for you as regions. It's one big change on the 10th edition. So on the left bottom corner, we have this fader here that we can go and actually change the clip-based gain here, which worked out great for me. First of all, everything I did on this track, basically, I have a drum loop. I have certain performances of instrument takes that I bust them as an audio tracks. And this guitar here, when I went to the double time, which actually you can see in the tempo information, nothing really goes double time at this point. So everything basically pretty much elastic audio. This is an elastic audio sign, and you can see it right here in the track that it's active. You can click on this and you see what kind of elastic audio properties has applied there. So in this course we'll be covering about the elastic audio. We'll be talking about identified beats. We will be talking about beat detective, how to fix beats. In elastic audio, we'll be mentioning about how we use the elastic audio, how we will be able to stretch grooves as well, apply pitch change on certain audio. So it's really great unit. I recommend you to check it out. As well, we will be talking about all the virtual plugins, virtual instruments in Pro Tools. We'll be talking about editing deeply. We're going to go ahead and talk about MIDI editor and score editor windows, more detailed, as well as some of the new features. If I go to the mix window, you'll see my automatic delay compensation. It's on here. So there's a unit about automatic delay compensation. It was a new feature in Pro Tools 9 for us to more plugins that we add to our session, more delay that we need to compensate. So we're talking about that. There's more units in the end of the course about fades, crossfades, all the other editing. We apply how we use some of our editing tools. Is a little bit advanced than what we covered in the 101 course, so those are pretty cool if you want to improve with your editings and get faster. As well as we'll talk about some of the new plugins Pro Tools have. These are some of these. I already use some of these. This is one of them, Channel Strip, and we got a mod delay by Avid. There are a couple of plugins that we're going to go over and talk about. We're going to talk about effects a little bit, as well as editing and a couple of other things really cool in the Beat Detective. So definitely check those out. And at this point, I'd like to just like solo to show you a little bit the clip bass gain here. So I have a certain volume for this guitar take. However, I can apply changes to the volume in general. As you see, the click did not change, so this is basically just an elastic audio. And I can change my clip bass gain, so it will give me a visual feel of what happens. That's how it works, kind of different than automation, and it's got nothing to do with automation. It's just great. And if you see right here, we can go here, and under clip we can actually turn off the clip based gain. And right here we have an elastic audio that this take. Again, the click stays, no tempo changes apply. So basically what happens here, if we talk about this audio right here, let's close the clip view too so we can focus on this one. If you have your elastic audio with TCE tool, what I applied here actually with my time compression expansion, I can expand this one to bring this file, double this file to slow down to this tempo again. It's exactly like this tempo. Or I can bring back. And if you, it's double time. So as you pay attention, the name of the clip, whatever I apply, it's not changing, everything's real time. Of course, I'm off the click right now, but whatever changes that I apply, as opposed to using the TCE trimmer without the elastic audio, I would lose the quality of this file basically right there. So all of these stuff covered in the elastic audio, it's really great tool to actually have under our hands. And besides that, we also cover under the event menu here, time operations, tempo operations, and event operations. Each one of them are covered as different units as much as possible to be able to give you a general idea, to be able to make your recordings, your MIDI recordings, audio recordings and editings much faster in a way. There are certain things there. For instance, most of us are not piano players, so if you go to event operation and if you know how to use quantize, input quantize or setup or step input to do your setups earlier, or even later for the quantize, some of them earlier, some of them later, you can actually really correct some of the timings and some of the pitch correction in a way which also explains advanced in the MIDI editor window. So those units are great to really improve your performances as a player, especially if you are not a piano player and you have like MIDI controllers that we need to perform. So these are really great units to check it out. So that's basically our introduction to music production with Pro Tools. Definitely check all the units that's also available as free samples here in our links to get the entire idea. But this is really exciting journey to go over each unit to learn more about how we can approach things and learn more about how we can produce music, record, edit better in Pro Tools. So thank you for watching Educator.com and have fun with all the chapters.